So I'm like halfway up these long stairs, and I'm like, wait, is this the one that's got it? And then I look behind me, and there's like 20 people following me, and I was like, oh shit. I get to the top, there's no Starbucks
That's
up there.
so funny.
Everybody's like, are you out of your fucking mind?
I mean, that's got to be in another one of your movies.
Yeah, no, that would be good.
But yeah, it is like these places make... It's just they make rules like... And I mean, I've talked about, because, you know, we'll make phone calls on the podcast. And just how every business now, you get a recording, and it's like... Be sure to listen to the whole recording because some of the options may have changed. And it's like, no, they didn't. And you just want a person, so you push 0, and it's like, no, we made it 5 because we know you just want to talk to a person.
Yeah.
But you got to listen to our dumb fucking thing, jump through all the hoops, and then you can talk to a person. It's like, there's a person sitting right fucking there. You're not getting 1,000 calls. And another thing, too, this is the new thing that's, I'm just like, and whatever, I don't get... I'm like fucking zen now because I just like I used to like just lose my mind over that stuff. I'm like, why? But tell me why. You know, like why do I have to fucking listen? I'm a grown man. Why do I have to do some dumb rule you made up? There's no reason. And now I'm like,
that was the real you, and now that part is dead.
Yeah.
Now we're all just sort of like, okay, whatever, we lost.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess so. But so
Yo,
now,
Chris,
like,
this
you
is
know,
a
'cause I
live
quit
Long Mountain
drinking,
Potion Castle podcast.
and I've started. There's this
live right now.
I'll give them a plug. This it's called Athletic Brewing Company. They make this IPA that's like tastes just like a real beer.
You really like Longmont Potion Castle, don't you?
Well, the algorithm showed it to me. I subscribed to his podcast. It's called the World Record Podcast. So I'm just gonna listen to him for like 10 more minutes, probably.
And
I think I've had that. Yeah.
yeah, it's good. I mean, I recently started drinking where I was just like, I didn't want a beer, but I was like, I tried one before, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll have that. So like, yeah, I've been drinking that, and also Guinness makes a non-alcoholic.
Guinness Zero.
Yeah, it fucking tastes just like a Guinness. I mean, it's come a long way since O'Doul's. That was like, you know, when non-alcoholic beer first came out, it tasted like seltzer water, where you're like, what? What is this? So I go to the fucking Ralph's or whatever, and I get a 6-pack of that non-alcoholic beer, and I go to the self-checkout, and it's like, meh, and the lady comes up, she's like, oh, yeah, you can't buy alcohol here. And I go, yeah, this isn't alcohol. She goes, yeah, I know, but it's still, you can't. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's that way, and I go, all right. Like, where I'm just like, I'm about to, you know, like, you know, yeah, your normal reaction should be like, explain that to me. Fucking explain, because it's a 0% alcohol, so why can't I do the self-checkout, and I gotta get in that long fucking line?
Yeah.
But I mean, she actually was like, oh, I can, whatever. But then I ordered some here at the office on like Instacart or whatever, and the guy brings it, and I go, oh, thanks a lot. He goes, no, wait, I need to scan your ID. I'm like, why? He's like, because of the beer. I'm like, this fucking non-alcoholic, like, I mean, I didn't say, I'm just like, yeah, sure, here you go. Because it's just like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, he's just some guy who's like, well, that's just the rule. If I don't scan your fucking ID, I get fired. Like, but it's just like, okay, here's another pointless fucking rule where it's just like, you know, it's not a hill to die on, but it's like.
Oh, yeah, no. I remember I used to go to the library in Pasadena back when I was in college, and I'd want to go there and study, and there would be like all these high school kids just making all this noise. So I finally found that there was a huge, awesome door that you could close to one section of the library, and it would just be all perfectly quiet, and I could study. So I was doing that for a little while until finally one of the librarians comes in, and she's like, you have to leave this open at all times. I'm like, why? And she didn't have an answer at all, but she was just like, it has to do with the fire department.
Yeah.
You just made that up.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Well, that was like Hedberg's joke, too, where it's just like, do not, like, don't stand in front of the door if there's a fire. Like, something about, like, if it's a fire exit, it's like, well,
That's
fucking, I'm not going to be, like, standing here. If there's a fire, I'm going to run out the door.
Exactly, yeah. I'm not going to still stand here and block the door while people are running out for fire. That's good. I don't know if I knew that one.
It's something I don't have it right, but it was.
You mean the one about the escalator?
No.
A totally different joke.
Yeah, right, yeah.
There was another.
The one about the ants?
So it's just on the subject of like we're all walking around just waiting for one thing to just piss us off enough to snap. But I remember this was back when my friend Drew Hastings. Remember Drew?
Yeah, yeah.
He was living here, and he would jump in with us on all these types of things. He would get super angry, and I remember one time I saw him at it was like is that Rite Aid? I think one of those. It was a drugstore, but they also had like a little gardening little section, and they had this one little bench there that they were selling or whatever. And he didn't know I was there. We lived in the same neighborhood, and I saw him from behind, just sitting there on the bench, just relaxing. And so I went up behind him just as a joke, and I was like, "Sir, you can't sit there." And he didn't know it was me. Oh man! Like his face like turned all red, and he's like, "What in the fuck?" Like he was just ready to just tear somebody. And I was like, "Hey man, no, it's me." And he's like, "Oh, hey man, how's it going?" Like he was about to go. Why in the fuck can't I stay? That was hilarious.
There's so many. There was another one too. Oh, that was like a joke. It was like an idea for a joke that I had because I went to a diner. And on the register, there's a big sign that says, like, checks not accepted or whatever. And I was just like, why don't you just hang a sign that says, like, no bartering or no fucking, like, gold doubloons. Like, who the fuck's paying with a check? Is that
That's
for, like,
hilarious.
the one 80-year-old lady who...
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But it's just such a, like, you still need that sign? I mean, whatever. That doesn't piss me off. It just made it, like...
No checks.
Because it's the... you know, like no smoking. Like at my son's preschool, there's a big sign and it's like no drugs, no bombs. It's like, no shit.
Yeah, the people that
like if somebody's coming in with drugs and a bomb, the sign's not gonna fucking deter them.
Yeah, sign. Oh, damn, man! I was gonna blow this place up. I didn't know you couldn't bring a bomb. That ruins my whole plan.
Yeah. No firearms either. Fuck. Well, I guess I'll have a smoke. You gotta be kidding me.
That was one time I was on stage. They used to have a Flappers out in Claremont. Did you ever have the joy of doing that? Yeah.
No.
And we tried to do this in our movie Punching Henry, but it didn't quite work. Just sometimes it's not as funny when you try to reenact it as it was. But I was up on stage, and there was a girl. It was just like a whole table of young hot chicks that were just talking. They checked out of my show early and they just were not into it or whatever. And this waiter guy comes over, our manager, and just goes, "Hey ladies, you can't talk. You can't talk during the show, you know." And they're like, eye roll. You know?
Right, yeah, it's always...
One girl just pulls out her phone and starts messing with it. And then the guy comes over and he's like, "Ma'am, you can't use your phone here." And then she throws it down and she just goes, "What can I do, sir? What can I do?" It's like, why don't you watch the show or go somewhere else? But it's just like, what can you do? It's like, I don't know. That was just hilarious to me. You can't do anything? Well, no, you can watch the show, you can eat, you can have a drink or whatever. There's a lot you can do. Well, obviously, that's not an option. I'm not going to watch the guy.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in her defense, it was you.
It was. And, yeah, it was a bad show.
You've been doing a lot of shows again, right?
I do about one a month on the average every year. I just did Fairfield, Connecticut.
Oh, I have a funny thing to say for the podcast.
Let's hear it.
Do you call that your time of the month?
Yeah.
Like your period.
Henry's time of the month. That would be a good name for every show. Yeah, I do. If anybody wants to come, I'm doing Naperville, Illinois. Just a bar out there that sent me an email and said, "Hey, we like what you do."
Oh, nice.
It's like a Chicago suburb there. And so, yeah, every now and then.
When is that?
That's June 28th.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Henry's.kitchen. You can go to, and that's like my Linktree thing or whatever.
Does that help? Has the kitchen videos, like, are there a lot of
people show up with their aprons and their cookbooks, and I sign them. Yeah, I was just in Fairfield, Connecticut. I don't do a lot of shows, so the ones that I do, I get people coming from a long way.
That's the Midwest in general, I find, where, like, I would do shows in, where did I do? I did a show in, like, Madison, I think. But whatever, anytime that I've done shows in the Midwest, like, especially, like, in the Indiana, Wisconsin, whatever, there's always, like, at least one or two people, like, yeah, we drove 4 hours
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, why?
It's
Like
not
I
that-
feel bad now because I know the show wasn't that good.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, no, where we live, nothing happens. You have to drive 3 hours if you want to see anything.
My go-to bit is always like, oh, we drove 4 hours from Chicago. I'm always like, I'm in Chicago tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, what the fuck? Then they do the Drew Hastings face. So I think what it is people are like, and I would probably do this if I was a big enough fan of somebody, but like, they're just like, why don't we've been wanting to take a trip anyway. Why don't we do, get a hotel and we'll just do a whole thing, and that'll just be part of it. They're not just going just for that show. It's just sort of like you're an extra excuse. But I mean, I literally on 2 occasions, I've had people come from Sweden.
Oh, wow.
Like I had that when I was in Fresno. It was a couple, Switzerland, and then Sweden was when I was in Fairfield, Connecticut.
Now, do you have sex with these people?
No.
Oh.
No, we just mutually masturbate.
Oh, that's cool.
But
that's the same thing, really. I prefer
apologize
that.
to that nice Swedish couple. Why did he? I'm not gonna try to do that. But no, people. But to be fair, from Sweden to New York, that's only like a 6-hour flight. It's not like going to LA. So,
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I think they probably say, well, we've been wanting to go to the U.S. for a while. Let's just turn it into a thing, and then that'll be one of the things that we do.
No, I had when I was in Chicago last year. There was a couple who came to one of the shows, and it was the same. They were like, "Oh, we drove from whatever Indianapolis or whatever 6 hours," and I was just like, "Why? That sucks," Now I'm like depressed. And they're like, "Oh, well, no, we also go to all the they were going to like the baseball fields there." They're like, "Oh, we do that." So it was like, maybe they were just saying that to make me feel better. Because they're like, "Yeah, I know, you fucking ruined our."
Oh man!
Now we got to drive all the way back, and it sucks. We didn't even have any laughs.
Well, I remember seeing Doug in Indiana at a punk bar with 100 people. This is like when he just started doing the non-club thing.
Yeah.
And he was up there, and he had just done one in Cincinnati, and now he was in Indianapolis, and it was all the same people, and they all knew all the jokes, and they were like saying the jokes, and then he had to hang out and drink with them, and he said something like under his breath. He's like, "Boy, I thought the whole idea was what a dream it would be to just go from town to town and just play for a couple hundred people. I didn't know it was going to be the same 100 people every fucking show." And they know all that they were shouting out the punchlines and everything. It's like,
he has an interesting fan base.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I guess any kind of fan base. I don't know. I don't want to discern, separate people as fans and whatever, but I don't know. I guess, there's things that I'm into, but
are they sort of like the Fish fan base or the
Doug's fan base?
Yeah.
There's a certain kind of type. I feel like you encounter a certain type over and over again. But yeah, they're like I feel like, because and I've said it before, but I feel like you have Joe Rogan, who's obviously a lot more, he's more well known than Doug. But I feel like Joe can I feel like he's responsible for so many career where he's just like, "Oh, hey, this guy's my friend," and everyone's like, "Oh, where do I get tickets?" And he's like, "No, he's not even a comedian, so I don't care." The guy could just sell out arenas. But the people who like Doug only like Doug. I feel like there's no where he's like, "Hey, Sean Rouse is great. You should go to his show," and they're like, "No, I already spent the only $40 I have on you." And also, I don't care about anything.
Can I just give Doug $80
instead of supporting his friend who's funny?
Yeah, exactly. And then Doug can give the other guy $40 if he wants, but I just want to give it to Doug. Yeah, no, he beat down his own path, but a lot of people are doing that now. Who would you say? Because now it's been many years, but who would you say in the younger demographic is the Doug Stanhope right now, or is there one?
Bill Burr?
For the full uncut episode, head to patreon.com/worldrecordpodcast. For the full uncut episode, head to patreon.com/worldrecordpodcast. Patreon.com/worldrecordpodcast.
know you wish things were different. I wish things were different. But they ain't.
Parents, we still need more donations. Oh, Bill? Hey, Bill, do you have a second?
Oh, man.
Oh,
Where's your mother now? Because I could try.
want to get away? Now you can with Southwest fares as low as $49 one way.
Welcome to everyone. It's great to be with you again. We're going to explore some passages from the Zohar. And the first one today is, actually we're going to begin at an earlier point, because the best way to approach Zohar is to begin with the Torah itself. The Zohar, which is the main book of the Kabbalah, is really a commentary on the Torah.
Woo! It's showtime!
Okay, that's the world famous Longmont Potion Castle.